Picture this. You're standing in the ruins of ancient Rome watching Marcus Aurelius write his meditations by candlelight. But suddenly, the scene shifts. You're now aboard a spaceship where a wise android captain navigates through cosmic storms with unshakable calm. What connects these two moments across time and space? Emotional maturity, the kind that transforms ordinary humans into legends. Today, we're diving deep into 7 unmistakable signs of emotional maturity according to the Stoics. These aren't just ancient philosophy lessons, they're the blueprint for becoming the hero of your own epic story. So, buckle up, future sage. Your journey to emotional mastery starts now. Sign number 1, they accept what they cannot control. Imagine you're the commander of a space station orbiting a dying star. The star's collapse is inevitable, you can't stop it, but you can control how you respond. This is exactly what Epictetus taught 2,000 years ago. He said there are things within our control and things outside our control. The emotionally mature person knows the difference. Here's the fascinating part. Modern neuroscience backs this up completely. When we accept what we cannot change, our brain's stress response actually decreases. The amygdala, our fear center, calms down. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, our rational brain, lights up like a Christmas tree. Think of it like this. An emotionally immature person is like a ship fighting against the storm. They waste all their energy battling the wind and waves. But the mature person, they adjust their sails and use the storm's power to reach their destination faster. The Stoics called this the discipline of desire. It's not about giving up. It's about channeling your energy where it actually matters. Sign number 2, they focus on their response, not the event. Picture a futuristic gladiator arena. 2 fighters face the same opponent. One spends precious seconds cursing how unfair the fight is. The other immediately analyzes their opponent's weaknesses and adapts their strategy. Guess who wins? Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Here's where it gets scientifically fascinating. When we focus on our response rather than the triggering event, we literally rewire our neural pathways. It's called neuroplasticity. Every time you choose your response consciously, you strengthen the connection between your prefrontal cortex and your emotional centers. Think of your brain like a city's traffic system. Emotionally immature people have traffic jams everywhere because they react to every single stimulus. But mature individuals, they've built efficient highways that bypass the chaos and go straight to solutions. The ancient Stoics didn't know about neurons, but they understood this principle perfectly. They practiced what we now call cognitive reframing. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they asked, "How can I grow from this?" Sign number 3, they practice emotional regulation without suppression. Imagine a spaceship's emotional regulation system. It doesn't shut down emotions completely. That would be catastrophic. Instead, it processes them, learns from them, and then channels them constructively. This is exactly what emotionally mature Stoics do. They don't become emotionless robots. That's a common misconception that would make even Spock raise an eyebrow. Seneca experienced intense grief when his friend died, but instead of either suppressing it or drowning in it, he used that emotion as fuel for wisdom. He wrote some of his most profound letters about friendship and mortality during that period. Modern psychology calls this emotional intelligence. When we acknowledge our emotions without judgment, something remarkable happens in our brain. The anterior cingulate cortex, which processes emotional information, communicates better with our rational mind. Think of emotions like weather patterns on an alien planet. An immature explorer either ignores the storms completely or gets swept away by them. But a seasoned space traveler, they study the patterns, prepare accordingly, and even harness the energy when possible. The key is the pause between feeling and action. That's where emotional maturity lives. Sign number 4, they take responsibility for their own happiness. Picture a lone astronaut on a distant planet. No rescue mission is coming, no external entertainment, no social media validation. Their happiness depends entirely on their inner resources. This scenario perfectly illustrates what Epictetus meant when he said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and some things are not." Here's the mind-blowing part. Scientists have discovered that our happiness set point isn't fixed. Through practices like gratitude, mindfulness, and cognitive reframing, we can literally rewire our brain for greater contentment. The Stoics figured this out 2 millennia before we had brain scanners. Research shows that external circumstances account for only 10% of our happiness. 10%. The rest comes from our genetics and, most importantly, our daily choices and mental habits. Emotionally mature people understand this deeply. They don't wait for perfect conditions to be content. They're like skilled engineers who can build a thriving city even on the harshest alien terrain. They work with what they have and create something beautiful. Immature individuals, on the other hand, are like passengers waiting for someone else to drive them to happiness. They'll be waiting a very long time. Sign number 5, they practice negative visualization without becoming pessimistic. Imagine a starship captain running emergency drills. They're not expecting disaster, but they're prepared for it. When actual danger strikes, their crew responds with calm precision instead of panic. The Stoics called this practice premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. It sounds dark, but it's actually one of the most psychologically sophisticated techniques ever developed. Here's the science behind it. When we mentally rehearse challenging scenarios, our brain creates neural pathways for coping. It's like building emotional muscle memory. Research in cognitive behavioral therapy shows that this kind of mental preparation significantly reduces anxiety and improves resilience. But here's the crucial difference between Stoic negative visualization and pessimism. Pessimists focus on what could go wrong and feel helpless. Stoics imagine what could go wrong and prepare their response. It's the difference between worry and readiness. Marcus Aurelius would imagine losing his position, his wealth, even his life. But he didn't do this to torture himself. He did it to appreciate what he had and to prepare mentally for any eventuality. Think of it like a sophisticated immune system for your emotions. By exposing yourself to small doses of mental challenges, you build immunity to larger ones. Emotionally mature people use this technique to stay grounded and grateful, not to spiral into doom and gloom. Sign number 6, they seek wisdom over being right. Picture an intergalactic council where representatives from different worlds are debating the best way to terraform a new planet. The immature delegate fights tooth and nail to prove their method is superior. But the wise representative, they listen carefully to all perspectives and synthesize the best ideas, regardless of who proposed them. Socrates, a major influence on Stoic thought, said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." This isn't false modesty, it's intellectual humility, and it's one of the strongest predictors of emotional maturity. Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman discovered something fascinating. When our beliefs are challenged, the same brain regions activate as when we're physically threatened. Our amygdala floods our system with stress hormones. That's why arguments feel so intense, even when the stakes are low. But emotionally mature individuals have trained themselves to override this response. They've developed what psychologists call intellectual humility. Instead of defending their ego, they defend their growth. Here's the beautiful paradox. The more willing you are to be wrong, the more often you end up being right, because you're constantly updating your beliefs based on new evidence. Cato the Younger, a famous Stoic, changed his mind publicly when presented with better arguments. His political opponents mocked him for inconsistency. But history remembers him as one of the wisest leaders of his era. The emotionally mature person's ego isn't fragile, it's flexible. Sign number 7. They maintain equanimity during both success and failure. Imagine a space explorer who discovers a planet rich in rare minerals. The next day, a cosmic storm destroys half their equipment. Through both events, they maintain the same level of calm focus. Success doesn't make them reckless. Failure doesn't make them despair. This is the highest level of emotional maturity according to the Stoics. Seneca captured it perfectly when he wrote, "Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks the truth turns from the new to the eternal." Here's what's happening in the brain of someone with true equanimity. Their emotional regulation system is so well developed that external events cause only minor fluctuations in their internal state. It's like having an advanced gyroscope that keeps a spacecraft stable regardless of external turbulence. Research on emotional regulation shows that people who maintain equanimity have stronger connections between their prefrontal cortex and limbic system. They literally have better brakes on their emotional reactions. But here's the key insight. This isn't about becoming emotionless. Marcus Aurelius felt joy when his children were born and grief when they died. But he didn't let these emotions derail his judgment or his purpose. Think of it like being the captain of your own starship. You experience the full range of cosmic weather, but you never let it knock you off course. Your destination remains clear and your navigation steady. The emotionally mature person treats both triumph and disaster as temporary weather patterns in the vast journey of life. So, there you have it. 7 signs of emotional maturity that have guided wise individuals for over 2,000 years. From the marble halls of ancient Rome to the theoretical starships of tomorrow, these principles remain timelessly relevant. Remember, emotional maturity isn't a destination, it's a daily practice. Every time you choose your response over your reaction, every time you focus on what you can control, every time you seek wisdom over being right, you're building the kind of character that legends are made of. The Stoics believed that philosophy isn't just about thinking, it's about living. So take these 7 signs and make them your daily training program. Which of these signs resonates most with you? Which one will you start practicing today? Let me know in the comments below, and if this video helped you on your journey to emotional mastery, subscribe for more content that blends ancient wisdom with modern science. Until next time, remember what Marcus Aurelius said. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your transformation starts now.